Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is our first combined podcast, and for that matter, our first podcast. Now, this is Mad Genjime Combat Shadow, and this is Slade Gaming Genie. The genie of us all. Anyway, today
we're one of those.
I get one. Okay. Alright, so today we're going to be discussing
New games coming
new
out.
games that will be arriving soon.
Now, does anyone want to start the topic?
Well,
I dropped a dime.
you dropped a dime and found a paintbrush. How life works. Alright, so personally, I don't know many of the games that have newly been released. But I'm pretty sure, has Age of Iron been released?
I haven't heard anything about that.
Which one's Age of Iron?
That's the Destiny add-on sort of thing.
Oh, alright. Well, I mean, are there any games you're looking forward to specifically?
Oh yeah, I am looking forward to Gears of War 4, actually. But
Gingy?
I feel like they're gonna mess it up, honestly, because in the third game, all the locusts had like emulsion and stuff in them. Spoiler alert, by the way, if you've never played it, which is a crime because it's like 6 years old now.
I mean, honestly, this entire podcast is spoiler alert, because it's games that are coming out, a lot of them are sequels or prequels to games we've played.
But anyways, I feel like it's gonna be a bummer, because in the end of the third game, they made it to where all the locusts got killed.
Well, I mean, there's no proof that it's locusts. It could be a different alien
True.
breed.
they've actually specified that it is a different breed.
Which
All the
means
Game
it could
Informers mean it's not locust. It's a different form of alien. It's like, I think they said something about
locust wasn't
deformed
alien.
like
be...
deformed
No, like,
humans.
the locusts
Like,
were from the Earth, but these are supposedly aliens.
these are actual aliens. Yeah,
like from
Alright,
space.
and they're creepy looking. Like,
Oh yeah, they kind of remind me of, what were the really creepy little things from Gears? The original ones.
Wretches?
Oh.
Wretches.
wretches.
Yep, they look like wretches.
In Gears 1, the scariest moment is when you're alone in this observatory or something like that, at some weird building. Everything's quiet, and then all of a sudden you just hear the noises of the wretches running around. And that's when then they introduced them, and it's like in a pitch dark room, and then all of a sudden the light cuts out, and then you hear the screaming sound as the wretches are coming out of all these, like, vents, and they're just jumping over stuff, and you're like, what's going on?
Yeah. And another game that I'm really looking... Well, I mean, aside from all that, back to Gears 4. It's the fact that you're playing as Marcus's son, which means obviously probably the entire team is dead at this point. Like, they're gone.
or like really old people. I think
You're
I saw.
gonna,
like, maybe
You're
the
gonna
plot...
walk up.
Marcus is an old man. He's not going to be as buff anymore. No, he'll still be buff.
He's gonna
that's
be-
all the character.
Dude.
He'll be like
then-
too like deformed with his muscles. Like he'll be like,
Yeah, and then you're also that's something I do like is they dulled down like the buffness
Exactly,
of the
yeah,
characters.
yeah,
You're not a guy that can walk up and like one hit a locust in the face anymore.
yes.
Yeah,
And then like the Lancers now they actually seem like they have weight. From the trailer I saw, it actually looked like the dude was kind of struggling to run with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the weight was pivoting.
Because
Yeah,
it has
as he
like a
ran.
motor on it. You'd expect it to be a little harder to carry
Yeah.
and stuff. So
So I mean that's cool. The physics enhanced. The graphics also look amazing. Like,
I wonder
they've enhanced
how
those
much,
so much.
a Gears of War, like, full-on Lancer,
replica,
I've looked
like,
it up.
like a
like, not replica, like, full-on workable, shootable
Oh no, that's not.
chainsaw.
no, that's
not a thing.
It's not even physically possible. You know
I
that,
know,
right?
but it's still a cool thought.
I mean,
like,
that would
if
be
they
amazing.
designed it, like, how much would it weigh? Like,
Oh, it'd probably be easily 70, 80 pounds. Easily.
Yeah. You'd
Just
have
because of the
you'd have to
chainsaw
be a
part.
weightlifter to kind of
Yeah,
use it.
like that explains it. But
That's
like,
why the Marcus.
that's another reason that I like the fact that they actually pivot.
I feel like I would accidentally, like, if it was in real life,
If you
and
had it,
I
like,
was actually
accidentally
in that war, I would actually, like, stab my hand by grabbing
Yeah,
it.
it's like,
I mean,
Dang it!
that explains why they had the thick metal gloves on.
Yeah,
Or
exactly.
like I'll be sitting there and I'll be like, yeah, and then all of a sudden I hit the button and the chainsaw blade just starts to go, and I'm like, ah! as it cuts off my leg.
And then it like scurries across the ground.
It just starts running over back.
That actually reminds me of a story. When I was in woodshop, this kid was sanding something with this big, like, two-handed belt sander.
Ooh.
Well, he didn't stop for the sander to stop rotating, and he unplugged it, but it was still spinning. And when he set it on the table, I was sitting there on the other side of the table, that thing, like, jetted across the table and jetted up on my arm. I literally got shot with a sander.
Oh man,
The belt was spinning at like 50-something when you set it down.
You got railgunned.
Yeah, I got shot with a sander.
All right,
man.
now look. Moving on to the next game. Let's talk about Resident Evil 7, Days Gone, and Death Stranding.
Okay, from the little bit you showed me, that looks like a pretty
Days Gone?
interesting game.
Which one? Which one?
Yeah, you showed me the trailer. I hadn't even heard that there was Resident Evil 7.
Oh yeah,
and it was like first person or whatever. It was like it started in first and then it went to like third, and it was like confusing me because I was like, okay, is it a first person or is it a third person game? Because the other ones I've seen.
Resident Evil is first person for what I've seen so far, and Days Gone is the Horde one.
What about Resident Evil 6 or whatever, the one you two played?
6? That was Resident Evil 5.
Okay.
But look, so what I've heard about Resident Evil 7 so far is there's like 8 different trailers now, and I only knew about like 2. There was the original teaser, which was you go through the house and everything like that. There's like ghosts and stuff. It's a new story altogether. They got back like the Resident Evil 4 inventory, which I like because it actually like things are accurate to space. For example, like if you get like a hatchet, the hatchet takes up like 3 slots and it's in the shape of a hatchet. So
like it has Resident Evil 4 mechanics.
Yeah, you actually have to store it and everything. And then like the walking, it reminded me of PT, the original Silent Hills, which I'm still bummed about. I want that game.
I wanted to play that. I wanted to freak out and do gaming. Oh, by the way, speaking of gaming videos, my game recorder device farted out on me for no reason whatsoever. So that's great.
Yeah.
But anyways. In Resident Evil 7, there's the main trailer where it's, I don't remember who sang it, because I don't think they specified it. It's like a new song they came up with specifically for the game. It's called Go Tell Aunt Rhody, and it's like, it fits so perfectly with the trailer. The cinematics are gorgeous. It looks so good.
Isn't it going to be the first person, like, Resident Evil game?
No, there've been a couple. They've been kind of bomby ones, though, like, really bad. Like, it's ones where you can't control where you... It's like House of the Dead style. Like Umbrella Chronicles.
But House of the Dead was actually... not fun,
but it's not.
Well, it was kind of fun,
but it's not a Resident Evil style you want.
Yeah,
like, and then there's also there's a new trailer called like Lantern, and it's supposed to be like by the docks and stuff. And it doesn't even look like a zombie. It just looks like some creepy old lady following you, and you actually have to physically hide from her and stuff like that. And then there's the new trailer about the Baker family, which is supposedly the one from the house you're in. And the Baker family is like, it's so messed up because like. The kid, he, like, tries to, like, smack you or something, and his dad, without hesitation, like, rips his arms off and chops it off. And he's like, not again, old man. So it's really creepy. So the kid has obviously got, like, the virus.
You have to click it. There you go.
Okay,
all right.
So the kid has obviously got, like, some new virus or strand, and, like, there's theories around that it's Ouroboros, there's theories that it's Las Plagas, there's theories that it's just, like, a new T-virus.
I know, but seeing how most of the viruses... Ouroboros was the only one that wasn't consistently overused. Like, it was the first of its kind.
I mean, Las Plagas was the first of its kind, too.
Yeah, but wasn't Las Plagas in 4 and 5?
No. 5 was Ouroboros. 6 is its own... 6 is a mutated C-virus.
I know, but I'm talking about, like, the, one guy.
The Juavos? No, that's still Ouroboros. It's just a less defined term of it. Because they were inventing Ouroboros in 5. In 4, Las Plagas had already been a thing for a while. So they'd already refined it.
New information every single day.
You know what'd be cool? And I feel like they could, like, do something awesome with it. What if they brought G back in Resident Evil?
The G-virus, like Birkin?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that'd be cool. But here's the thing. From what Capcom is saying, it's a completely new, inexperienced character. Like, he has no knowledge of combat. Oh, and they updated it, too. There's a new update to it. And I played it with my friend Reagan. And what happened is, there's, like, a door... Originally, if you go upstairs, because you got to find a secret fuse and open upstairs. But when you go through, there's usually a door and you can't open it, like it's locked. That whole wall is gone, like broken. And you can walk in and you can find... Here's the thing. Here's what made me really excited. Is that you can only find 2 boxes of ammo for pistols. Do you know how much you get out of 2 boxes? How much would you assume you get out of 2 boxes of ammo?
Like, in real life standards?
Video game standards.
Oh, it's video game standards. Like... Are we counting each or one?
Per box.
Per box, I'm guessing like 5.
So you think like 10 altogether, right? 10, 12?
10 between both of them. Wait.
I'd say like 8.
Like 8 each, so like 16 total?
Hey, Slade.
Altogether, out of 2 boxes, I got 4 bullets. Yeah, 4 bullets.
That is a little bit
That's
extreme.
terrifying.
You know what
Yeah.
I feel like would be a cool factor if they put it in the game?
Huh.
Like, kind of like Last of Us, like with your melee weapons, where you can use them and
they
they're
break?
instant kills, but after a while they break.
Well, in Last of Us, your melee weapons aren't always insta-kill. You have
Like,
to
if you get, like, the one perk where you can
You can
upgrade
build
it
onto
more,
them,
and
yeah.
you can put,
But,
like,
I mean, from what I've seen, you get a hatchet, and that doesn't seem to have a durability, because you can just go around smacking stuff. But it does,
yeah,
like,
I feel like
it gets stuck in things and all
I
that.
feel like there should be some weapons, like, say, if you got a knife, it won't break,
Well,
but it's, like, it's not a complete instant
Here's
kill.
the thing. The weapons are definitely not insta-kill, because it's, like, they've already said, you're going to have to run from fights. There's no way you're fighting everything.
Yeah.
And I love that, because it has a combat system, and you're going to be
And
able
it's
to
more
fight things.
realistic and
Yeah.
stuff for the
And-
like horror factor of the game.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to fight everything. There's
Yeah.
no way.
Not to mention, it's going to be really difficult because you're in first person.
Oh,
And third person, you can... Well, it's not going to be more
There's 2
difficult. It's going to be
theories.
more jump scary because in first person, you're only looking this way, where
Okay.
in third person, you
There's
can see
2
around
theories and something I want to bring up, because the 2 theories are that the game might not be in first person, or it might have the option of first person, but that's just for the trailers. Which, I mean, I'm fine either way. I don't really care. 2 is there's the theory of the game being released episodically, like there's different episodes and games all in one. Like, that would explain why there's the Baker family and then the Lantern trailer separately. That could be like 2 episodes. Or those could be like pre-order bonuses, because there's the deluxe edition, which comes with what they've quoted as 2 episodes of gameplay. And that's only for digital download right now, sadly, so I probably won't be able to get it. But here's something I want to talk about, is VR for that game. That would be absolutely heart-wrenching. I would die.
Yeah, that'd be
I would have a heart
pretty
attack.
intense.
No.
And then imagine if they bring back characters,
Stupid
but you're
light.
still not them. Like,
Yeah.
imagine you can see, like, Chris or Leon or Ada running through this thing, and you can't get to them, and they can't help you.
Like, say you're in the city or something like that,
Yeah.
or you're in a small town,
the game-
you walk up to an alleyway, and then the person got to take cover, and you peek around the corner, and then say, like, there's Chris or Leon being like, pa, shooting at zombies,
Yeah.
and he takes off running.
Yeah, and then here's the thing, though, is that the game, the time period, is after Resident Evil 6. It's, like, less than a year after Resident Evil 6.
Also,
you
they kind
might
of.
see Jake.
It looks like
Yeah.
they traveled a ways.
Well,
Like,
I mean,
and, like
from what we can tell, it's in, like, Western America, so it's going to be, like, towards California's area. Like, up
You
in
know
the
what I
northern part.
really liked about Resident Evil 6 that I wish was in different Resident Evils?
Huh.
The fact that depending on where you go, like, you can pivot which arm you're using
Oh,
with your
yeah,
pistol.
that was amazing. But
That
the thing-
was an amazing
The thing about
feature.
this is if you go first person, then it's not going to matter. It's going to be middle of the screen.
Yeah.
So, first person, I would love it to be first person. It'd be
I'd love it to be first person as well.
very good. Okay, so now that we've talked about games I don't know much about.
Let's talk about a game
namely
you
Resident
do know.
7. Okay,
What about, like, Days Gone?
Halo Wars.
Halo
2.
Wars 2. Okay, so
you didn't play the first, but
I did not
have.
play the first. I do know that
Okay.
apparently you could dual wield the energy swords, though. And that
Halo
was
In the
Wars?
first Halo Wars is a. I gave you Age of Empires. Remember that game?
Yeah.
And you played it. It's
It's
like,
like
that, except you, like, I don't know. It's more evolved, and you get Halo characters, and the elites you have 2 energy swords
That's
and stuff
awesome.
like that. So in Halo
And
Wars,
you
it's
can
going to be a
cloak them.
strategy game again, probably.
most
but
likely.
it's,
You know what would be cool about strategy-wise in
Yeah.
games? Imagine this, okay? You can set up your forces and everything, but you can take control of a specific soldier and run through while they're fighting, helping them. I feel like that'd be a really cool
That
mechanic.
is the what?
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 He
What
wants-
did you just say? I don't know.
Imagine you get all your forces set up, right?
Okay, all
and
right.
everything,
Mhm.
and then there's like one elite in the back. You can take
he wants to
control of
take
that
like
and run
control
through.
of them and be like first person.
That would be a
that
cool
would
fact.
be an interesting effect if like you could,
could, like, switch
transform
characters.
into like
Yeah.
like you had your because I'm a huge customization nut.
You could customize your
if
specific
you could
soldier.
have your specific hero and you could customize it to fit your personal wants, everything.
So before the
You know what?
actual fight, you
yeah,
set up your
exactly,
whole
the weapon,
battlefield,
and you could improve that character, and that's
You
the
know-
only character you can improve.
and you can choose to let it AI or you can be it.
yeah, exactly.
You
That'd
guys
be
know what
awesome.
I want?
What?
Like with Halo Wars 2, I want it to where I know it'd be extra work, which they probably don't want to do, and it'd make the game more complex. But I want it to be like, say, every faction has their own specific like vehicles and stuff, or certain troops. Like say the Arbiter. Well, yeah, the Arbiter gets his elites that can like cloak.
Oh yeah,
They get like they don't get
Oh,
race.
yes?
from what I've seen, it was
And
some huge.
okay.
It was some huge elite dude.
Hey,
like
they
Oh, it
don't-
was the brute.
yeah.
Oh, the brute.
Yeah, the brute.
Yes.
Anyways, but you know what I want them to the elites to have? Like instead of race, they have from Halo Reach they have the Revenant, which is the smaller like ghost wraith.
Oh, I love that thing. That
I
thing's
want them
fun.
to have that.
I love the Revenant. That was
Like
amazing
I want them to
vehicle.
have that and maybe
I killed
faster
with
ghost, like ghosts that can boost longer distances.
Imagine if they put a shade turret on like one of the faster moving vehicles.
Okay, the thing with shade turrets, this is my pet peeve. Shade turrets have never been good at all in any game.
They'd
I
be
can't
good if they could move.
Well, not
Like, imagine if
not
you had a
just
shade
that,
turret
but they're
on-
not powerful enough
No,
to
like
complete anything.
Imagine this, okay?
What?
Imagine the Covenant get their
Okay.
own variation of a Warthog,
All right.
and then you put the shade turret on the back of that.
Okay. Yeah.
That would make it more useful.
yeah, like
As like any gun, as long as it's got the speed behind it, is useful.
like,
yeah,
say-
but again, the power you can't
Well, I mean
affect someone.
that's the whole appeal of the saw. If you shoot somebody 3 times with a saw, it's not going to do anything. But if you empty a full clip into them, they're done. And that's like a saw for the Covenant.
It's
with
like
an endless clip.
But that's like the
True.
ghost pretty much because
But it can overheat. In
Well,
Halo
yeah,
5,
I mean,
it overheats.
That's the thing, though.
Yeah.
Is it's a shade turret, though. I mean, if it's on the back of a Warthog, it would have less of an overheat time, and then it's not going to be the same thing as a human vehicle because human vehicles are
You know what'd be-
human.
You know what'd
So-
be cool? If you know how say in Halo Wars, how like the humans got the grenader dude, they got the chain gun dude and
Yeah.
all that. What if like your side dude, instead of a standard shade turret or whatever, you could get like a plasma launcher turret
Oh my god.
where you could be like "Duh-duh-duh," and fire grenades.
And then now imagine this. Imagine you have not just a shade turret, okay? Like shade turret on the back of the Covenant Warthog. Imagine this. You find the shade turret, and you can just rip it off and start running with it.
Oh my gosh.
oh, like say
That'd be
like a
really.
say if a
turret.
Spartan,
But a shade turret.
um,
Do you know what like an actual shade turret is?
Yeah, I know what the shade turret is.
Like it's like it has the
Yeah,
bars
it's got the bar.
going
Imagine
over
you
it.
pick it up, use it like a shield combination gun.
True. The only difficulty would be how would you run with it?
Hey.
Well, you wouldn't. That's the thing. When you
Yes.
run, you drop it. It's like a normal turret.
I know, but if even
What if-
walking, like how would you like walk like normally?
you know
like,
the
how would you
plasma
like
turret?
aim it properly
Well, I mean,
and stuff like
you
that?
would probably like rip the side thing off and then.
Dude,
If you, I could see it working if you ripped just the front part of it off. Like
Yeah.
if there was this thing where like it was like there's
Well,
the
I mean,
shade
they could
turret and
also
then
they
rips
could
that
also
part off.
recreate the shade turret to be however they want. They can change
True.
the look of it.
But it's such an old part of Halo that
Yeah.
it would be weird to change.
Well, I mean, they've
like-
changed overall. They've changed the look of the Warthog
Guys,
many times.
you know what I would want?
but it
Like,
has the
it's
same
minor changes.
basic format.
Yeah.
Like
Like you could change a bar here, a bar there on the shade turret. It'd still be a shade turret.
true.
you guys know what I want, kinda.
What?
Like say you have like superpowers. Like I know they still have
You mean the armor
superpowers.
locks,
but-
things like that?
I'm talking about like special ways you can help out your units. Because say like in the first game,
Oh, I know what you mean.
you had multiple ways to help out your ground units.
You mean,
But the Covenant didn't get that.
yeah, you mean kind of like a score streak where you can like call
Yeah.
it an airstrike,
Yeah, like say you call it an airstrike or something like that. Or say if
reinforcements and stuff.
reinforcements. So say like for the Covenant, one of their special abilities would be you hit it and you select a specific location and say a phantom dropship comes up and it just drops like say 4 squads of grunts. Like right
Oh,
there
man,
on the
just-
spot. Just 4 grunts drop down. And
Oh,
then
man.
flies off. Like you know what I mean?
Imagine just dropping tons of suicide bomber grunts.
Oh
on
my
people.
Like not
Gosh,
suicide
yes.
bombers,
That'd
but
be
like your
overpowered.
standard
That'd be way
grunt
too
squad.
much.
Oh man,
But if you
40
had something to do,
4
if you,
squads of suicide
if you
bomber
invented
grunts.
like a new thing to specifically defend, like if you could build walls in Halo Wars.
Oh my gosh.
If you could
make your
actually
own
build
fortress
wall in a fort like Age of Empires
like imagine
style,
a forge, like a Forge World Halo Wars.
Imagine
oh
if
my
they had,
gosh,
like,
that'd
a-
be amazing.
Hey, imagine if they had like a capture the flag where you had to capture a
Multi-
structure that say is dead center
And
in
then-
the spot of the map.
If they did the build-up
And you-
thing like that,
yeah,
you could do the online capabilities of that would be insane. Like, imagine
Yeah.
building your own forts to hide your flag. Like, you have to have a flag point and everything like that.
Yeah,
But I
like
mean,
say,
The problem is you feel like people would take advantage of that.
say like you have
Yeah.
one main
Tower.
tower that you have to get guys in and you have to control it. But previously, before you get there, say there's like Forerunner or Sentinel like stuff floating around that will attack you, so you gotta destroy the Sentinels. And they have it on a respawn timer to where after you capture it, they won't spawn, but if you don't capture it, just more Sentinels would come up after a while. Like if you killed a certain amount of them, they just respawn more. That way, so it provides a challenge to get to it, like to capture
Yes,
it.
Exactly.
And then, not to mention, you gotta hold that point while the other team is coming over and hammering that location.
Okay. So, I believe the podcast time has reached a point where we need to end it. I think this is longer than most podcasts are, actually.
Actually,
This is-
most podcasts-
go like an hour.
An
2
hour?
hours. They're
Okay.
pretty long.
Do you
Well, this
do you just want to make this part 1 and we can upload this to one of our channels and then...
Well, let's
do
give
a
this
couple more?
to them to be interested. You know, a little bit of sample of what we do, and probably we'll get a better, you know, like appearance in the background. You'll actually be able to see us better and stuff like that. So, with that, thank you for watching the podcast. I'm glad I was confused, definitely.
Hopefully
half
this
the
is one of
time,
many.
and
do you want to
yeah,
do a sign out
well,
of us?
I mean, if we could do like a combined sign out if you want,
We could create
like-
a secondary channel for all three of us for podcasts.
exactly. We could do that.
Possibly. This could be a trailer for that.
That could be a trailer. Are you intrigued? Are you interested? Let us know in the comments below. We'll actually post this to all our channels.
Yeah.
And if we
Also,
do that, it would like sample Surprise and everything.
if you guys have any thoughts on games coming out, comments. Go ahead. We want to hear your opinions, right?
Exactly. Yeah, we want to hear your opinions.
What do you guys want in new games coming out? What's your favorite new game coming out? What genre of game do you want them
Or
to
not,
make more of?
and also that if you like the older games, you should comment in your opinion, the hardest game you play, and if we play that game, we can talk about it.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
Comments and suggestions for games. We'll see what we can do to pick them up and we'll play it.
And with that, we end our first official podcast. Thank you for watching.